Joy. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, look at this crowd. Hi, guys. Welcome. Oh my God, you're all so on time. I can't believe it. Yay. Thank you so much for joining the #Impact birthday anniversary special live recording. Yay. You're listening to #Impact, a podcast about stuff that matters. Before we start, I want to encourage you to also check out our recent episode where we celebrated fellow podcaster Claire Morigande during International Women's Day. Here at #Impact, every day is Women's Day. #Impact is a proudly women-led, women-run, independent production, and we are incredibly passionate to put more women in the spotlight, just like today. I am Regina Larco, your host, and I started #Impact from my bedroom in Hong Kong. That was exactly 6 years ago. In the meantime, I have moved my life back to my hometown, Vienna, Austria, where #Impact keeps growing. This 6-year anniversary live online recording with our beautiful community spread out across the globe made me so happy. We are also gearing up for our new season 6. And if you want to support this production, I encourage you to check out our sponsorship opportunities. We adore working with purpose-aligned partners and love to support you to bring your story to life on our podcast, just like we did so beautifully with our most recent sponsor, the Impact Competition. Find out more about our sponsorship opportunities and packages at #impact.com/sponsor. And now, please do get ready. Pour yourself your favorite beverage for a cheer with us as we celebrate 6 years of #Impact. In part 1 of this recording, we are setting the scene for our celebration with some fun twists, a few misunderstandings in our cultural diversity kaleidoscope, and getting ready for hearing from our special guest that you will hear from in part 2. And we are, oh my God, something happened to my view now. Oh
I spotlighted you.
You spotlighted me. Oh my God. Belinda, our amazing guest host, is hijacking the production. Did someone else come in? Belinda, because I don't see my screen now anymore. Are you going to take over letting people in?
Yes.
Okay, welcome. I have no idea who just entered because I can only see myself, which is really strange. I see some people here as well. Okay, good. Welcome. Oh, I'm so happy to honor this very special moment with all of you. 6 years ago, I did something completely crazy and a bit terrifying, to be frank, launching #Impact podcast. And it is my absolute privilege and honor to be here today with my wonderful longtime guest host, co-host. I don't even know how to intro you, Belinda Esterhammer. She has been putting so much light and fun into the #Impact production ever since season 3. You joined us. So welcome as my co-host today to lead this beautiful. Oh, and now you're spotlighted as well. Oh, you are a pro, Belinda. For all of you that are only listening now to the recording and the replay, you're missing out a little bit on the video expertise here today, Belinda.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Oh my God, 6 years. Where has time gone? I mean, this has been your first baby.
No, it wasn't actually. I have to correct
the one
you.
Before?
there was one born before. So
okay,
hashtag impact is actually my second child.
It's a second born.
It's my second born, and then the other two, and then then number 3 and 4 of my children came, right? This is gonna confuse listeners. They're probably gonna from now on say she has 4 kids. Yeah, it feels a bit like that. Yeah, it feels.
But having
like
a company or passion is like having a baby. Lula is joining too. It's really your old crowd is.
It's the old crowd. It's the early crowd, but it's also new community members coming in. So I love to see that with the podcast, actually, what a podcast does as community building, as a community building platform. It's so beautiful. It's so fun. And we thought we're going to do something fun right in the beginning of this recording, because for all of you long-time listeners, well, first of all, we actually have to say, yes, of course, you will be meeting our special guest, Aigul Safiullina, breathwork facilitator, in a few minutes' time. So get yourself ready to be super inspired by her. But we thought it would be super fun for our anniversary to surprise our long-term and new listeners with something fun, because usually we have a quick fire round all the way at the end of the episode. Like that's kind of like for the people that really love listening all the way to the end. It's like such a treat. The quick fire round is usually very fun and informative, but we're going to turn it around and we're actually going to do it in the beginning. Oh, how fun. Belinda, right?
So as many of you know or have heard, Regina moved #Impact headquarters to Vienna at the moment. Obviously, she's a world traveler, and this is one destination on her journey. Your parents better not be unmuting themselves and be like, no, she's going to stay here. What are you talking about?
Is my grandma in the room? I don't know. I said maybe my grandma is coming. Is she? Ome? But she doesn't understand English, but she is usually she likes to just listen anyway. Yeah.
And so Regina is currently back in her hometown in Vienna. And as many of you know, Regina loves her quick fire rounds. And I have some that I'm just going to ask her now. So Regina, now that you're back in Vienna, MTR or U-Bahn?
Still call it MTR. Oh God, MTR, Well, yeah, I have to say MTR is awesome. I love the sound of the MTR. When the door closes on the metro so to clarify for our listeners outside of Vienna and Hong Kong, MTR and U-Bahn refers to the underground. And there is a sound of the undergrounds, right? And when the door closes, please take note in your cities, is the one in Hong Kong. It's a bit higher, right? Hong Kong one is like, and I kind of miss the MTR sound. I do.
Oh, thank you. Okay, Sai Kung or Mönchkirchen?
Okay, to clarify again for our listeners from outside of Hong Kong and Austria, Mönchkirchen is oh my God, which Bundesland is it? Which
I thought it's the Hausberg of Vienna.
Mönchkirchen, no. Belinda, you got the Austrian geography wrong. The Hausberg of Vienna. Yeah,
we have real mountains.
We have close to Vienna, the Semmering, I would say, is our Hausberg. Or is Mönchkirchen? Actually, you might be right. Mönchkirchen is not that far either, but maybe our family prefers to go to Semmering. And what was the alternative? Or Sai Kung? Oh, and Sai Kung is this beautiful neighborhood in Hong Kong that's full of nature and close to the harbor and the ocean and beautiful country parks. So skiing or water sports, I guess, is the question. And I think right now I'm falling in love with being back at being able to actually enjoy the snow. I did miss it. I did miss that. So I give that point to Mönchkirchen.
Dirndl or Cheongsam?
It's got to be the Dirndl. Dirndl. Do you want to clarify that for our listeners from outside these neighborhoods?
So Dirndl is the traditional Austrian dress that you see many people wearing, for example, at Oktoberfest. And Cheongsam is the Asian version of it. Basically, it's the traditional Asian gown, for example, that people wear when they get married or for really special occasions. Like a lot of them are, for example, in red or really like bright colors.
And they're beautiful too. So actually, it's really hard to make these choices. But I love how you brought that up now. That as we are producing our podcasts and traveling the world and meeting people from all parts of the world, it's quite nice to reflect on these things that are different, but that I think enrich in our life a lot because I know all of you here listening, you are in that community where you are citizens of the world, and how we can all take things from the places we then make our home, even if they're outside our birth home, and make it ours. Yeah. Oh, that was a fun quick fire round.
Last one. I have one last one.
Another one. Usually there are only three, but Linda.
I have a bonus one. Okay, the bonus one is Wiener Schmäh or Hong Kong chaotic eggs.
Wiener Schmäh, come on, you can't beat the Wiener Schmäh.
That's only something somebody from Vienna would say for all those listeners.
How would you translate Wiener Schmäh?
It's special. So Wiener Schmäh. Regina, can you explain to those that have no idea what Wiener Schmäh is?
Schmäh is kind of like, it's a way to, I think it's a certain, is anyone here in the audience that would be able to explain it? Yes, Marlene, please unmute yourself. Marlene, you got to say it. Can you speak? I mean, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes.
Hi, Marlene. Marlene knows the Viennese. She's not from Vienna.
Again, please. Marlene,
I would say it's a grumpy sense of humor that might seem cynical, but it's much nicer.
Yeah, I like that. It is. And there are some really fun kind of like channels to follow where they make fun about the Vienna Schmäh as well. So maybe I can link that for all of you that are here that are interested to learn a little bit more about that. So I mean, open invitation.
You mean the Würstelstand?
The Würstelstand, yeah. Let's give a shout out to the Würstelstand. Yeah. Can maybe someone, Marlene, do you know it by heart? Could you put it in the chat? No?
I can share the Instagram handle in a second.
Really?
I will mute myself again to not interfere.
That's all right, Marlene. Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, yes. That was a good warm-up round. A good way to kick this live recording off. Joy, you have another definition of it? Oh, sorry, maybe this is something that came in too late now. Joy, do you also want to add on to the Wiener Schmäh?
I understood Würstelstand. So excuse my German. So I was going to give a definition of what is Würstelstand is. Do you want me to do that?
Yeah. Yes.
Or I misunderstood, or I'm completely on a different planet.
No, you are amazing, Joy. But you know what? Actually, let's clarify this as well. Because I've mentioned this. It's kind of like, you can follow them on Instagram and they call themselves Würstelstand. And they make a bit fun about the Viennese way of living and the Viennese way of looking at the world. But of course, if you don't know what a Würstelstand is, then you also cannot find it so funny. So please, Joy, let us know, what is a Würstelstand?
Oh, I thought it was a place where you buy sausages next to Albertina. And apparently Mick Jagger was there. Did anybody spot him? In summer, he turned up to the Würstelstand next to Albertina. So I wanted to know if anybody spotted him there. So this was my definition of Würstelstand, Mick Jagger next to the sausage making stand. Sorry, I already go
I never would have connected Mick Jagger with Würstelstand, but in the future, I will always think about him.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my. Thank you, Joy, for adding that. What a way to kick off 6 years of #Impact. What do you think, Belinda?
Mick Jagger at the Würstelstand. Maybe that's something for one of your next podcast episodes that you should aspire to record your session in. Yeah, episode with him at a Würstelstand.
Yes.
Or Regina, maybe you can make that a thing and record really somebody at a Würstelstand.
And collaborate with the Würstelstand and find the most inspiring change makers. But then on the other hand side, I'm not sure if everyone enjoys the Würstels as much as I don't know. We'll see. We'll collect some ideas about that. What I would love to do now, actually, to also before we get to know our special guest a bit better, Aygul, we are building the anticipation and we're dying to meet you. But before we do, I actually also just want to maybe hijack the microphone for a second again to also put a spotlight on you, Belinda. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Because I wanted to unspotlight myself right now.
No, keep the spotlight because you're doing amazing, impactful work in Hong Kong, and we met during our time in Hong Kong. We share a nationality, Austrian, but you actually also have Hong Kong. So both hearts beat in you, right? And you work with the Do. You're not only a host at #Impact, you work with the Do. And I just wanted to highlight that for our listeners as well, what impactful work you are doing there in Hong Kong. You want to tell us about it?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a journey since the first time I met you, which was for a focus group. I think that was before you launched your hashtag. Shout out to Local Motion.
Yes, that was one of our guests. Oh my God. And Marlene, who is here today, was actually visiting me in Hong Kong when I interviewed Local Motion. So actually, Marlene, you are also a host at one of the #Impact episodes. This is amazing. Yeah, this is how we met, Belinda. That's true.
So nowadays I work at a company called The Do and lead the Asia office. And we enable companies and organizations to be more purposeful and empower them really to be part of the solution. So we build movements, ecosystems around really the big issues of the time, have a lot of initiatives on circularity and sustainability, because that's really something that we all need to work on together to actually enable a future for future generations.
Yeah, I love that. And that brings us also to Aygul, because Aygul and you do a lot of impactful work together also at the Do. And maybe let's and thank you, Belinda, for stay in the spotlight, please. Don't go away. But if we could add another spotlight is it possible?
Of course,
to our wonderful. There she is. Aygul.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Servus. Yes. Aygul, who is tuning in today, also from Hong Kong. And I experienced Aygul in Hong Kong. I try to remember now how we met. When was the first time we met?
Good question.
Do you remember? I think maybe at some of these events as well. When events were still possible. This was pre-COVID times and there was a lot of mixing and mingling going on. But what I always took with me was my experience that I had when you were leading one of these breathwork sessions in Hong Kong. And I remember the way I felt when I arrived. And I remember the way I felt like almost really transformed after I participated in your sessions. And It stayed with me forever, but you know how life gets. Continue listening to part 2 of this podcast as you get to meet one of Asia's most sought after breathwork facilitators, the one and only Aigul Safiullina. You don't want to miss this. So head over to part 2 and keep listening.